Hey there folks, it's Desert Fox back again with a Sea of Thieves guide. Today we're going to be taking a dive into the final Order of Souls voyage, the Ghost Ship Voyages. These are my favorite voyages because the fast pace and they're a fantastic opportunity to practice cannon aim. So let's get right into it. First up, as always, head into the Order of Souls tent to purchase your voyage. Same as with the Gold Vault voyage, you have to be at least level 25 to buy it. Now if you're not there yet, keep doing Order of Souls voyages and you'll be level 25 in no time. Now we just need to get back to the ship, slap that voyage down, give it a good old vote, and we'll get our orders. And on this glowing parchment we just received, we'll see that the neglected fleet of the Tartarus was last spotted NASCAR racing around Sailor's Bounty. Since we know where we're going, we'll raise anchor and start heading that way. Remember, you will get supplies by doing this voyage, but you should probably stock up before starting it. As we are making our final approach to Sailor's Bounty, you will notice the glowing ethereal of the ghost ships. They'll start firing at you from a pretty far distance, so keep back if you're not ready yet, like me, who didn't want to record any part of this in a storm. So we're going to spend some time with a different kind of battle. It didn't put up much of a fight, so it must have been a pacifist. Terrible puns aside, the storm has cleared and the time has finally come. Time to fight some ghost ships. First, just sail right on in. You'll see here right when I start getting close enough, I'll raise my sail up halfway. This allows me to be more maneuverable, but it also gives me more time to divvy out some cannonballs. So I'm demonstrating here that you can use any cannonball type to lay down some pain on these here ghost ships. But you'll likely want to save these in case you're attacked by another player, as they won't do anything different than regular cannonballs in this fight. These grunt ghost ships take 3 cannonballs before they poof right back to the Sea of the Damned, or at least I assume. I try not to think about where they go. There's a few cues to each shot you land, you'll hear a jingle, and there's an effect when they take damage. So we're just going to keep fighting. There's 2 waves to the voyage, a little quicker than the Flameheart event, but when 7 ghost ships are destroyed, the next and final wave begins. As you just saw, I put the ship in a very slight right so that my ship kind of turns into the ghost ship as I'm firing cannonballs. I do find that it's best to wrap around the back of the ships to keep the pressure on, but sometimes these ships drop kegs, so be careful not to get too close. Look at that sneaky guy over there thinking that shot's gonna hit me. I'll just mop this up and move on to the next one. Oh shit! Well, let's get back to it. Every time you destroy a ghost ship, it sends out a shockwave that might knock you around a little, but it doesn't do any damage. You might find yourself asking, what if we start running out of supplies? Well, stop right there because these guys are your answer. Ghost ships have a chance of dropping storage crates, which are found below these floating spectrals. This is where you'll also find loot later. Here's where that shockwave can help or hurt you. If it didn't push me a little bit away from this next ship, I'd be in worse shape as sailing through these ships will damage your ship. So unless you've happened to bring an extra towel, don't sail through them. This is the 7th and last ship we have to destroy before the next wave starts. In between the waves gives you enough of a lull that you can take a quick breather and supply up from your barrels. Once the next wave of ghost ships are inbound, we'll hear the music pick up. This next part is a little bit more difficult, but we'll see why in a sec. Introducing the flagships. There's 2 sets of them and they sail in formation with 2 grunt ships at either side. They're easily identified by their full and darker sails. Here's the order that I prefer to handle the boss wave. Both grunt ships go first, as they still might drop supplies. Then I put some damage into the flagships to bring down their health, but usually I'll go after the other fleets to take out their grunts to limit the amount of ships firing cannonballs while I try to pick up the loot. I haven't even mentioned the captain ship or the grunts around them, but the captain ship should always be last unless you don't care about the supplies, in which case take out both flagships first and then handle the captain. Ghost ships will occasionally fire wraith cannonballs, which is the yelling you just heard. They're pretty devastating as they'll punch more holes in your ship and knock your ship around, so after getting hit by one of these, make sure your ship isn't going to crash into something and then prioritize bails and repairs until you're back to full strength. And with the Flameheart event, you will get a cannonball crate at the end that gives you various phantom balls and a few wraith cannonballs, none of which we'll get during this voyage. And here's the captain ship fleet. The captain ships have special flags and the hippocampus sigil on their sail, as well as 2 grunt ships on either side, which makes hitting in their broadsides kinda dicey. Once all the flagships and the captain ship have been defeated, the voyage will end regardless of how many grunts are left. So just to reiterate, just keep working on them in whichever order you prefer, and eventually you'll sail away in victory. As you start eliminating the flagships and the captain ship, try and get over there as fast as you can, as getting shot by other ghost ships while harpooning loot tends to be a bit of a pain. I decided to anchor here because I knew I would have missed the loot if I hadn't, but unless you know 100% you're safe to do so, you shouldn't stay anchored for any more than a minute or two, unless you're in a storm. So same thing for the final flagship, eliminate it, then full sprint over there like that one kid during lunch in school that we all definitely remember. This time around, you'll see that I'm confident I'll be able to stop by raising my sail, and I'm just as able to pick up the loot, and I don't even have to reset my ship for when I need to go. I'm still planning on doing a video dedicated to general sailing tips, we just need to get through the voyages first. And before you ask, yes, I have tested the Trident, and no, it doesn't work against ghost ships, and yes, I'm saying this in September when it came out back at the end of June. And these final shots spell the end to the captain ship, so same thing, run on over there, collect the loot, and get out. The captain ship, as you'd expect, has a lot more loot than the other ships, so just make sure you check your surroundings before you start collecting. And to be honest, this voyage does tend to give some crews a bad case of tunnel vision, so be aware of your surroundings at all times. But really, just take a look occasionally and you'll be fine. Here are the supplies I got from the storage crates of the dam that I collected, and the skulls that you'll get to turn into the Order of Souls. There's only two types, the basic skulls of the damned, and a captain skull of the damned. But ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this voyage. You're going to turn the skulls into the Order of Souls and storage crates into the Merchant, and in the next video we're going to be starting the Merchant Alliance and diving into their voyages. And that's it for me today, folks. Keep your eyes on the horizon for the next video, and if you'd like to support this video and the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the bell to be notified when the next video goes live. You can catch me live on twitch.tv/itsdesertfox, where you can just hang out and chat with me or ask questions about Sea of Thieves. Hope to see you there.